Alright, Ambitions fans. Now, as promised, I have a list of about half a dozen videos that I was going to save until closer to the release date of Season 2. But of course, due to the cancellation, well, I might as well get these videos out now because Ambitions is a hot topic again. Honestly, I feel like more people are talking about Ambitions now than when the show was actually on the air, which is, well, sad. But in this video, we are going to talk about some unanswered questions that were left hanging at the end of Season 1. And honestly, just going off the last episode, because there are several questions that were left unanswered. I mean, heck, if you go back to episode 1, you know, there seemed to be some kind of, I guess you could say, jungle fever attraction between Juniper and Titus. And you're probably asking, Jeremy, who is Juniper? I am not surprised if you asked the question, because if I'm not mistaken, this character only appeared in 2 episodes. Juniper is the wife of Hunter and the mother of Lori. She was in the first episode, and I believe the episode where Stephanie got poisoned at the Women's Power Summit event. And basically, I remember her looking Titus up and down like she was interested in him. And if I'm not mistaken, Juniper and Amara had a brief conversation at the Power Summit. And I do believe that, you know, there's a little tension there because she could tell that she was kind of hitting on her husband or something along those lines. But there are some main questions I want to, you know, ask because I want to know what happens next. Like, number 1, and this will be its own video, who did Hunter shoot? I mean, basically, he got off a few shots before the one security guard knocked him over on the ground, and he was still firing the gun. Now, you could make the argument that he did shoot Stephanie's father, Stephen Carlisle, but I'm not saying he didn't get shot, but I don't think not a single person avoided the bullets because, as I said, Hunter, while drunk, did shoot a couple of bullets before he was tackled, but then even while lying on the floor, he continued to shoot. So one could make the argument that, well, he probably didn't shoot Steven on the first try, hence why he kept on shooting. So Hunter and who he shot is a question we're all asking, and I'll do a full breakdown in its own separate video. The next question is, you know, the fact that Bella on TV stated that not only is she going to stay in Atlanta instead of going, I believe, up north to like New York or whatever to work in Valentina's fashion company, she actually got Joaquin to come on camera and reveal that he is the son of Evan Lancaster. So basically on television, she announced that the mayor has an outside child. Oh, snap. The biggest revelation of that is the fact that, you know, Stephanie has threatened to take her for everything she's got. But the fact that this is now no longer a secret, it's been televised, which honestly, I don't think Evan cares. But Stephanie, the biggest thing is, what is Stephanie going to do about that? After this, and this to me is my favorite question I want to see answered. Well, not necessarily a question, but the scenario of these two characters. At the beginning of the series, episode 1, you saw the obvious tension between Greg Peters and Rondell Lancaster, and the fact that now Darcia sold her share of Thelma's place to Peters. She got her check, so I don't think we're seeing the character anymore. She's got her payday and she's gone. Basically, the question is, now that you have Rondell forcibly in a situation where she has to work with the very man who wants to tear down Thelma's place in the banks, what is that dynamic going to be? Because, I mean, at their first meeting in episode 1 that we saw, she had a knife and kind of stabbed him in the chest with it. And I'm like, oh, snap. So basically now you have those two forced to work together. And basically, if memory serves, Greg actually owns the major share. I know that Senior had it in his will where Darcia would own the percentage of Thelma's place that would cover the debt that he owed her father, and then the remaining share would be divided between Evan and Rondell. So Greg definitely owns a big portion of it. Then we have Damien alive. He's not dead. And actually, I did have 5 questions, but this Damien question goes into the next one. Damien being alive and not dead, and I forget the name of the guy that he knocked out with the shovel or whatever. I don't think that guy's dead. Basically, he's the guy that plays Calvin on Tyler Perry's Sisters. You know, the one that did the DNA test for Stephanie to determine if Joaquin was actually Evan's son or not. And also the guy that, you know, she called over to double check on the body to get rid of it. And Damien knocked him out. But then the next question I had that follows up to this is the Amara Stephanie thing. Remember, these two have a weird kind of truce going on where Amara killed Damien. Remember, thought she killed. Remember, this is before the towards the end of the episode we find out he's alive. But Amara kills Damien to protect Stephanie because he was like seconds away from, you know, squeezing the life out of her. And then Amara saved her. And then she's like, fine, I'll cover it up. Remember, he was the one that ran over Titus and this and that. Don't worry about it. So the dynamic between these two, I wonder how that's going to turn out, because I think, well, then again, I was going to say that maybe Stephanie calls the guy in order to figure out what happened to Damien. But if he doesn't answer the phone, that's because he's incapacitated. So then Stephanie's going to be wondering what's going on. So you'll have to wonder, with Damien being alive, will he first go after Stephanie or will he go after Amara? Because Amara was the one that, well, tried to kill him to save Stephanie. But then you can make the argument that he will go to talk to Amara to explain that I wasn't the one that ran over Titus. It wasn't me. Something to just ponder. But I'm trying to think what else. Shoot. I mean, all these different characters. Keep in mind, there are characters who we haven't even seen in the show yet, such as the son of Stephanie and Evan. I believe Evan Jr. No, wait, no, actually, I forgot the name. But basically, Carly had a brother. We know that much. Not to mention if Carly will ever show up again. That's another question, because without Carly, then the Lori storyline, I wonder how that's going to be. Because think about it this way. Her father obviously is going to jail. There is no question about that, because he obviously shot someone. I don't think that many bullets went off unless somebody got shot. And then with the Purifoy family losing a lot of money, yeah, Carly, it will be very interesting to see what her character will do with no more, Lori, with no more Carly and her father behind bars and stuff like that. I really want to know what the dynamic of her character will be in the series. But with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What other unanswered questions would you like to see followed up on in an Ambition Season 2? And remember, guys, there's the petition going around. Make sure you sign it if you haven't done so already and share it. Let's try to get this show back on OWN, TV One, BET. However we can get it back, let's do our best to make it happen. And with that being said, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss out on any new content. And be sure to follow me on social media. Links are in the description below.